most of these men who go after little young girls, it's because they know that younger girls are more naive, they're more gullible, and they don't require as much as older women do. And this is because most men, they don't ascend in life. Mentally, spiritually, they stay very stuck. They are the same man you met when you first met him, whether you met him in your 20s, whether you met him in your 30s. The older we get, we grow up. Most of us, we grow up. We start requiring more for ourselves. We want more for our children, especially once we become mothers. So for these men, they don't do that. A lot of men don't do personal development. A lot of men, they don't go on healing journeys. They do not heal. Whereas though you have women that we look within and we go within and we, for one, seek our maker, which is the Lord our God. That's something that a lot of these men don't do. They are the furthest away from God. So for them, it's hard to ascend when they don't get with the one who gives you the ability to ascend and go higher. So this is why they continue to self-destruct. And then because of that, and because they cannot be alone, they're not designed to be alone. The good word says it. God said it is not good for man to be alone. This is why men cannot be alone. So they got to go find somebody to keep them company, so that they can make themselves seem like they're important. In which I'm not gonna say that they're not important, because I know I don't want to be out here building up the world by myself, or at all. I don't want to be out here. So I like that these men build up the world so that we can enjoy the fruits of their labor. They be mad about that. But they be mad about that. But when you realize, like, this is why they like to go and mess with little young girls, or even grown or older women. They'll even mess with older women who are very desperate and naive and gullible too, because they like to go for the weakest link. Because see, they are weak-minded, but really men are not as dumb as we make them to be. They know exactly what they're doing, but they count on the fact that you're the weaker vessel and you don't know exactly what you're doing, and you're depending your livelihood based on their perception of you and their acceptance of you and their love for you. So this is why they're able to, you know, manipulate the women like they do, whether old or young. But they definitely go after younger women because they're fresh meat. They are definitely lacking more in wisdom than an older woman is, who has had experience, who have had several heartbreaks. And this is my issue with these men, because they'll complain about older women that's bitter and this, that, and the other, but you guys are the same ones who go after these same women in their youth and destroy them. And then as these women grow up, they're having to heal from that stuff that you did to them in their younger days and even in their current days. But 9 times out of 10 for most of us, the first heartbreak, it started when we was with them dudes when we were younger. They betrayed us then, because a lot of these men, they go through stuff. They go through molestation, they go through rape, they go through abuse, abandonment, neglect from their parents, from their families. And because they don't know how to properly deal with that, pain, they use that pain and inflict it on others. They use that pain to inflict it on others, because they cannot be a man and own up and voice how they feel to the ones who first hurt them. They can't do that. They can't do that because low-key, they still want mama's love and acceptance, even though she hurt them and betrayed him and put him on the back burner for another man. Or daddy who neglected him and fled away from him and didn't handle his responsibilities because he was out here chasing drugs and liquor and all this and that and the other that they chase to continue to suppress how they really feeling on the inside about the abuse that they have endured. These men don't talk about the real, but when you really get to know them and you see their patterns, and then even the ones who actually do open up and tell you what they have been through, you can see, oh, I see exactly why you're like this. Exactly why you have all these vices to fake cope with, and then you seek to destroy others because of how you feel inside. So you self-sabotage yourself, and then you want to inflict that same type of sabotaging behaviors on others so that they can come down to your level. And that's why they'll go after younger women, because younger women haven't experienced much in life yet. They haven't had to go through all of these things yet to be able to identify a manipulator, identify a person who is coming in to steal, kill, and destroy from them like they're doing, until they actually get with them. And then they paint these lies to these women, so these young girls begin to fall for it and think that, oh no, he loves me, he is going to protect me, he's my hero. Because a lot of times these young girls, and then they go after young girls too, they know they don't have no family, especially like no daddy. They're predators, so they use their predator skills to go and ensnare women, young women, all types of women, vulnerable women, but they know exactly what they're going after. They're very calculated. These men are not stupid at all. They play stupid. They play stupid. And because they like to play stupid games, this is why they win stupid prizes. Periods. But yeah, the truth is, these men, they don't do no personal development. They don't grow. They don't heal. So when you're staying stuck like this, and then you get with a girl, because these same young girls, they might get with them, but as these girls start to awaken and grow up, or even have a child with them, it's like the light switch goes off for them too. So then these girls start climbing up, but the man is staying here. He's not moving. He's still stuck in the same things he's been doing since he was 18 years old. Same old stuff. But the woman, she's doing this now, doing that now, doing that. And he's still stuck here. So now all the pain that he's inflicting on her, he ends up becoming jealous of this one because she begins to grow higher than him, because he won't ascend. He continues to stay stagnant, or he descends, and he gets even worse than he used to be. You know, it really is sad. It's sad. It really is sad, because we expect more out of them, and these men have they're capable of so much more, but they refuse to come up higher, and they refuse to get with God so he can lead them higher. They hold so much resentment in their hearts towards God, towards the world, because they feel like it's so much on them as a man, and they don't know, they feel like they don't have nobody to reach out to for their help. They don't have nobody, but you have the Lord. You are, especially the black man. God chose y'all. Y'all won't even pick up y'all books and read it though. They don't do no type of things that promotes healing and growth. Nothing for their spirit side and for their mental. They still be grown as hell, not good with money. They can't hold it. Like, it's just, I'll be going in all day, bruh. But this is why they do that, and they really self-destruct. And this is why you got to be careful even associating yourself with some of these men out here, because if you're one that's seeking to grow and elevate in life, you better stay away from them, because all they're going to do is become your biggest downfall, because they're a downfall themselves. They ain't hitting on nothing themselves, so they're going to try to keep you down. And when you're trying to elevate, and when you finally trying to grow and you want to make new strides, whether it's personally, you know, for your career, or for just your mental health, for healing, you go into therapy to heal from your own childhood traumas, and they're going to begin to become envious of you. They're going to begin to become envious of you. Okay, Miss Mamas. She cute with her red lip on. I just saw this other little Chinese lady with her, well, let me not park in handicap. Is this a security? I ain't gonna park that in. But, you know, it's just sad out here, y'all. It's sad. So stay clear away from these folk. It's just sad though, because especially for my black men out here, y'all deserve so much better, and but y'all have to become better, and have to know that you deserve better, and have to be willing to put the work in, and stop using all your skills to manipulate and bring others down versus lifting them up, which is your job to do. God put y'all here literally to provide and protect, to cover, to be a good covering over everything underneath you, over your entire legacy, everything that comes from you, your women, your children. That's your posterior. That's your family. You are the root to the branches of the tree. You are the bark. Everything that comes from you, you're supposed to pour life into it. But the reason why they can't really pour life into it is because they don't have the life within themselves. They don't have no life. They're not living life more abundantly. Why? Because they won't even get with their creator. The number one thing the Antichrist said, the number one goal for this world, for the black men, your oppressor's number one job is to keep you far away from God, because they know God is the one who gives vision. A lot of these men out here don't have no vision. They perishing for a lack of knowledge. Then they get mad at the women for going back to further their education. But you men have a duty. You're supposed to continue to thrive and grow. God called y'all here, for all of us here, to evolve. So why do you think it's okay to be at a standstill, not making no type of progress? You think it's okay to still be doing the same thing you was doing when you was 18 years old, when you was 21 years old, depending on your age now. But it's like you shouldn't even, your mind should be different. Your mind should be different. But once again, like the good word says, we're perishing for a lack of knowledge out here. And our men, it's just sad to even see and watch. A lot of them are not motivated. They don't believe in themselves. They don't have no direction. They don't know. You ask them what their 5-year plan is, they can't even tell you nothing. They can't tell you nothing. They can't even tell you what their 3-month plan is. I'm just getting by. A lot of them can't manage no money. They can't. It's just like what has been done is just wild. But you got to know how to take your power back. And the black man, they don't want to take their power back. I don't know if they're still, it's like they operate in a fear-based mentality. And when you operate in that mentality, you're allowing the enemy to use you. And a lot of times they're allowing the enemy to use them instead of letting the Lord lead them and use him for his greater good. You know? But I gotta go do this order. I could really go in more, but I'll be talking about a lot of this stuff more. It's just sad because it's just sad. A lot of our men are in poor health. Like, I'm just looking out the dang window as I'm saying this, and it's just like they just be dragging along. Like, come on, bruh.